Hey girls, it's Michelle. So today is 7 DPO in the 2-week wait, and again, I have absolutely no symptoms, but I'm just trying not to let that bother me too much. I think I'm going to start testing around 9 DPO. I know it's pretty early, but I don't know, this month I decided just to torture myself with early testing. Tomorrow is the RE appointment, so 2:45, so I'm really excited about that, just to hear what he has to say and what he wants to do and just develop a plan. But fingers crossed for me that I don't need to follow through on any of those plans and that this cycle will end in a pregnancy. So I'm just trying to figure out things to kind of fill in my 2-week wait, and I saw one of the TTCers on here, Jenny Wagner. She did a TTC Tag kind of get to know me type thing, and I really liked it, so I'm going to share that with you guys. So definitely check her out, Jenny Wagner. She has some pretty exciting things going on this cycle. And so yeah, I'll get started. The first question is, what is your name? My name is Michelle. And how old are you? I am 30 years old. I know. I've never felt better though. I don't know. I think 30 is like the best age yet. Like, I feel more secure with myself and happier and very financially stable, and I don't know, I think 30 is a great age. What is your marital status? I am married, as you guys know. My husband's name and how old is he? My husband's name is Craig, and he is 34 years old, so I am younger than him, and I'm really happy about that because every time he likes to tease me about my birthday, I just get to remind him that he's older than me and always will be. How long have you been TTC? We have been officially TTC since July of 2012. We got married in May, and I went off birth control at the very beginning of June, but we didn't officially start our TTC until July. What number child is this for you? This will be our little baby number 1, and we're so excited and cannot wait for this baby to get here. I'm just dying to be a mom and have that whole experience. What medical issues, if any, do you have? So that's kind of a hard one. I'm hoping that Ari will be able to figure out something. So I am diagnosed as anovulatory, so I did not ovulate on my own before, but they don't know why. I don't have PCOS. I don't have anything structurally wrong with my ovaries or my uterus, or my hormone levels have all been completely normal. So nobody knows why. I mean, I was on birth control for 14, almost 15 years. So I'm pretty sure that has something to do with, you know, the fact that I became anovulatory for so long. But yeah, that's my official diagnosis, is anovulatory with no explanation as to why. Are you on any medications or treatments for infertility? So yeah, I'm on the Clomid, which you guys know. This is the 3rd cycle on 100 milligrams, days 5 through 9. The first was 50, and I didn't respond at all to that. So yeah, and I started the progesterone cream on my own, which I know is probably not the best thing to do, but I figured it can't hurt anything. So I've been doing the progesterone cream. It's 20 milligrams, and it's a 1/4 teaspoon twice a day, and I've been doing that since about 3 or 4 DPO, and I haven't noticed any symptoms from that. And the red raspberry leaves I've been taking twice a day with the Fertile CM twice a day. So that's everything that I'm taking. Do you use OPKs? And if yes, how many do you have in stock? So you guys know, if you watch my other videos, that I do use OPKs, and I'm obsessed with them. I absolutely cannot live without my OPKs. I use the regular Clear Blue Digitals for afternoon urines, the Clear Blue Advanced for first morning urine, because that's what it likes, and then I use the Wanfo strips, like, anywhere in between. Most of the time I use them with every time I do an OPK. I do a Wanfo strip just in case, just because they're so cheap, and I don't know, I like seeing the lines instead of the digital display sometimes. And how many I keep in stock? So I usually have a full box of the Clear Blue Advanced that I'm using, and there's 20 in the box that I buy. plus I always keep a backup box because I'm super crazy. That has an additional 20, so it's 40. And then I buy the 20 of the clear blue digital regular, so that's an additional 20, so that's 60. Plus, I usually have about 51 faux in the drawer just to have in stock. So I usually have anywhere between 100 plus OPKs at any point in time during my TTC time, which I know now that I say this out loud makes me feel like I'm a little obsessive and like I have a wee bit too many, but it's one addiction I just can't stop. Are you crazy about taking pregnancy tests? Not really. At least I haven't been in the past. I've usually been pretty good about waiting till like 12 or 13 DPO at the earliest and then taking my test, just because I have taken so many pregnancy tests and they've all been negative, like not even a hint of a line, always saying not pregnant. It just got very, very depressing after a while to continually see that popping up. So I don't know, I kind of stopped doing that. But now, like this cycle, I'm not sure why I have the itch to test so early, but I'm going to torture myself and do that. How many tests do you really have in the cabinet? So pregnancy tests. Let's see. I have, this is another crazy story. I have 2 full boxes usually of clear blue digitals, 3 each, so 6. I usually keep a full box of the first response line tests, so it's 3. And then I have, I think, 20 HCGs from Wanfo, just the cheapy strips, and those are what I'll be testing with that early at 9 DPO, and I usually at 12 or 13 DPO do a line test, and then I'll do a digital. So, yep, keep lots of those pregnancy tests around. How many times a day do you test? So I'll tell you my OPKs, and then I'll tell you the pregnancy tests. So OPKs, I test at least twice a day. I do first morning urine for the Clear Blue Advanced, and then I do an afternoon urine. It just depends on what time I get home from work. So usually around 4 o'clock or 8 or 9 o'clock at night. And sometimes if I'm really obsessive, I'll test 3 times a day. When I'm doing pregnancy tests, I only test once a day. So I'm not really crazy about how many times I test, just because, I don't know, I just don't like seeing those negatives over and over again. So once a day is fine for me. What is the earliest DPO you started testing? So like I said before, like the earliest DPO I think I've ever tested is like 12 DPO. I think the earliest. I've never tested super early just because I knew it was going to be negative and I just didn't want to see it. Do you live on YouTube watching live pregnancy tests for the DPO that you are? Yes, I do. I live on YouTube in the 2-week wait watching any type of live pregnancy tests that people post. I start out with the DPO that I'm on, and then I just search live pregnancy tests and watch a ton of them. And my husband's always like yelling at me to stop doing that because I'm torturing myself. But I don't know, I just get obsessed with watching them and I watch those. Has your significant other threatened to hide all the tests in the house if you don't stop bugging them to look at your Pete on stick trying to convince them there is a second line? So, no, not really. Sorry, there's a car alarm going off in my neighborhood. No, I don't usually, I know it sounds weird, I don't like showing my husband the pregnancy test just because I know how bad he wants this baby too, and I just feel like, I don't know, just showing him negative test after negative test, like there's clearly no second line there, like there's no need for me to chase him down and show him. So yeah, but OPKs, yes, I do. I'm like making him look at them like, oh, does this line look darker? Like, oh, this is almost positive. What do you think? Like, look at these, blah, blah, blah. I'll leave them out on the counter, like the bathroom counter for him. So, OPKs, yes, I am crazy making my husband look at those. Poor guy. Does everyone in your family / friends know your TTC? Yes. All of my, good friends do know that we're TTC and everything that we've been going through with that. And we ended up telling our family, I think about 7 or 8 months into our official TTC, just because nothing was happening. Everyone around us was getting pregnant. They were continually asking us, like, oh, when are you guys going to have a baby? And it just got to be too much. And I told my family first, just because I'm a pretty open person. Like, I'll share what I'm going through. It took my husband a little while to tell his family. He just kind of felt like it was our business and not theirs. But I don't know, I think it's a great thing if you have a supportive family to tell them what you're going through, because they, you know, can be a great support system. And even if they have never experienced infertility themselves, they can at least stop the when you guys gonna have a baby questions and, you know, just give you some support and lend you an ear when you need that. So I don't know, I personally think if you have a great family, share it with them, because it will help a lot. Do you want a boy or a girl? So at this point, I know the same thing everybody says, I don't care what the baby is, I just want a baby, which is true. But if I had to say, I would definitely want a little girl. I want a little princess that I can spoil and dress in cute little clothes and do her little hair, and when she gets bigger, do like Manny and, you know, petties with mommy, and I want her to be daddy's little girl. Like, I've just always wanted a cute little princess to spoil. My husband obviously wants a little guy. Like, he wants a boy in the worst way. Like, you know, he wants to play basketball with him and, you know, just teach him how to play sports and do all, like, the rough and tough things that little boys and their dads do together. So we are completely not on the same page with what sex we want. But at this point, like I said, I just want a healthy baby. How long will you try before you take a break / give up? That's a hard one. I don't think I will ever give up. Even if, God forbid, we go through IUIs and try IVF, you know, like maybe once or twice, because we couldn't really afford to do much after that. I don't think I would still ever give up and get that thought out of the back of my mind of having a family and having a baby. It's just something I have always wanted. And yeah, I don't think I'll ever give up on that dream of having a family. But before I take a break, I told myself and I told my husband that, you know, if we go through more fertility treatments and if we do IUIs and then if they fail and they recommend IVF, I want to take a break at that point for at least a few months, like just to clear my head and give us a break, because everybody out there knows if you've been going through these treatments, it is stressful and tiring and hard on your body. So before I would go through that kind of a process, definitely would take a break. But until that point, I'm just going to keep going with it unless I have like a complete breakdown and I need a break. Last question. Is your significant other on the same page as you as far as TTC? That's kind of a hard question for me. So yes, we are completely on the same page when it comes to wanting the baby. We both want a family really bad, but the thing we are not on the same page about is the infertility treatments. That has been kind of a struggle with us, lots of conversations. Like, I feel like whatever the doctor recommends for us, that they're telling us will give us our best chance of conceiving, I'm willing to try. And he thinks that since, you know, I've been on the Clomid and I started ovulating, that my body is fixed. And I keep trying to tell him, like, it's like someone who has high blood pressure. Like, just because they take medication doesn't mean the high blood pressure has gone away. It just masks, you know, that symptom and helps your body. Like, the Clomid is helping my body ovulate, and I don't think if I take the Clomid away, my body is fixed and I will be able to just conceive on my own. He kind of thinks at this point that I'm fixed, and that if I stop the Clomid, that everything will be fine and will conceive. So we are definitely butting heads when it comes to that. Yeah, but I mean, he's very supportive and loving, and so I'm not trying to make it sound like, you know, he's not, but he is very supportive. but we do differ on those things. Like, he doesn't want to do IUI, he definitely doesn't want to do IVF, but he says, you know, if it gets to that point and they tell us this is what you have to do to have a baby, then he will do it. Or I'm more on board with, let's just go for it, let's do this, let's make this happen. Like, I don't need to wait, like, I'm ready for this to happen. So we're kind of a little bit not on the same page when it comes to that. But, like I said, we're on the same page of wanting the family and the baby, and I think in the end he backs me on whatever decision I ultimately make for myself and my body. So that's it. That's the end of the TTC tag. And I just wanted to thank my new subscribers. I've had a few of them. And for everybody who has subscribed and has been watching me, thank you so much for following my journey. And I will probably update tomorrow, hopefully, when I get back from the RE appointment and fill you guys in on what happened there. So I hope you guys all have a great end to your weekend. And I'm going to watch my Devious Maids tonight, which I'm super excited, and make a little meatloaf. It's a nice little boring night at home, but that's what I like. So I'll see you guys later, and talk to you tomorrow. Bye.